So here's the baby. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my 6 and 7 week pregnancy update. I had every intention of doing just my 6-week update last Saturday, but I felt so sick and I just was not feeling up to it. So there's not a whole lot to report anyways between the 6 and 7 weeks, so I figured I'd just lump them together in this video. To start with, we'll go back over week 6. I had an appointment on a Wednesday, my first appointment with my OB. I was 6 weeks and 4 days, and they wanted to do a dating ultrasound, which 6 weeks is pretty early to do a dating ultrasound, but because of my history, having a couple miscarriages and low progesterone, they just wanted to check everything and make sure baby was okay and in a good spot. So I was a little nervous going in because you never know what can happen that first ultrasound. I was really hoping that baby would be in the right spot and that it would be healthy. I also know that sometimes in the 6th week you can't hear the heartbeat. Doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with the baby, but it's a little bit early. So I was nervous about that because I really wanted to hear the heartbeat. So like I said, I was 6 weeks and 4 days. And when they started the ultrasound, we saw baby right away, and baby was in the perfect spot, and she did some measurements and things like that, and baby was actually measuring ahead. So it was measuring at 7 weeks and 1 day, so it was measuring 4 days ahead. So I was happy to hear that because that was a relief. At least baby was measuring ahead and not behind or anything. So I guess that kind of confirms that I probably did ovulate earlier this cycle, like I thought that I probably did. And then we got to hear the heartbeat, which was so special. It's just such a relieving sound when you hear the heartbeat. And it was, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, it was 135 beats per minute, which they said was perfect. And it was pretty quick. It always goes by way too fast, but it was just such a relief to see that everything looked good. And my husband got to go with me as well, so that's always special when he's there with me. So I got to talk to the OB afterwards and kind of go over my past history and stuff. We talked about my plans of having a VBAC since I had to have a cesarean with my first baby, and he asked me, like, you know, is that something I want to do? And I said yes, of course, I really want to do that. And so we talked about what my risks would be and things like that, and he thought that I would be a good candidate for a VBAC because the reason that I had to have a C-section in the first place with my son was because of his birth defects and stuff. So he thought that I would be a good candidate and that hopefully everything would go really smoothly. So that's the plan as of right now, which I was really happy that he was supportive of that and didn't try to give me any pushback or anything like that. He thought I would be good for it, and he encouraged it. So that was really encouraging to hear, because I know some providers are a little bit skeptical of doing VBACs and stuff. So I'm happy to have somebody who is supportive of me and thinks that we should do it. So we went over the basic stuff, like the tests that were to come. Like I think there's like a blood test at 11 or 13 weeks or something like that. And then they do another ultrasound at that appointment. And then of course, you know, you went over everything, the gestational diabetes test at 28 weeks and the anatomy scan at 20 weeks and things like that. So, yeah, just feeling really good. I like him. I think he'll be a good fit for us. So I was pretty happy to have found him. So going over my symptoms, things haven't really changed since the last video. I'm still dealing with nauseousness and being pretty tired, and I will say my nauseousness isn't really in the morning. It's typically in the afternoon and evening, which is probably a good thing because my husband is home at that time and he can help out with our son. But it makes me kind of sad because I feel like all I do is lay on the couch and it's pretty miserable. Oh, smells for the first time have started to kind of bother me. My sister was making chicken the other day and I could smell it and I was like, that stinks. Like, that smells so bad. And it didn't even technically smell bad. It just smelled like chicken, but it was like grossing me out. And I felt like I was just gonna barf. And she was like, I'm so sorry, I'll try to hurry it. I was like, no, it's okay, it's just me. So I just had to get out of the kitchen because I could not smell it anymore. Oh, it was making me feel awful. And then my husband and I went out for pizza for our 4-year wedding anniversary. And the pizza was great. Like, it didn't bother me when we were in the restaurant, but we took it home with us because we had some left over. And it was in the car with us, and we were running some errands. And I told my husband, I was like, you got to get that pizza out of here. Like, it is making me feel so sick. I can't smell it for a minute longer. And he's like, okay. So he put it in the trunk and stuff, but I could still smell it. It was awful. So smells have been bothering me. And I sort of have been having like food cravings / aversion somewhat. My cravings have been mostly fruit, actually. I crave a lot of like apples and clementines. And I really want some kiwis. I haven't gotten my hands on any yet, but those sound amazing. Same as my first pregnancy, sour candies. The other night I was laying in bed with my husband and I kept thinking about those suckers that are blow pops. And so they're like the sucker on the outside and then the inside is the gum. Oh, those are so good, especially the sour apple. Oh my gosh. So I was like going on and on and on about it, how good it sounded. And then my husband was so sweet. The next day he surprised me and he went to a store and he just bought me like a bunch of the different flavors. And so that was really sweet of him. I appreciated that. And it was delicious, of course, so, you know. Oh, to go along with the ultrasound, I completely forgot to even show you the picture. So here's the baby. It's just the same picture pretty much, but just further away. So yeah, little baby here, and I think the yolk sac somewhere around here or something like that. So sweet. It's been really sweet though because my son Bo, we've been telling him about the baby and we ask him where mommy's baby's at and he'll point to my belly, and he's been obsessed with holding the picture too, so it's got like slobber on it from where he's been kissing the baby and stuff, but it's so sweet because he loves the baby so much and he's been saying baby too, which is just so precious. So that's pretty much it for all of my symptoms and stuff. I don't think I've been really experiencing anything else. In the next couple of days, it's going to be Christmas, and that's when we're going to be announcing to both of our families that we're pregnant. So at that point, I'll be 8 weeks pregnant, and so I'm pretty excited about that because it's hard to hide it when you feel so crummy. And people see you laying on the couch and things like that and just trying to keep it a secret. Normally I wouldn't keep it a secret that we're pregnant, but I thought it might be kind of fun to just keep it between my husband and I. I've told a couple of my sisters and a cousin, but we thought it might be just kind of nice to keep it between the two of us and have it be our little secret and then announce to the whole family. What I did was I made a copy of the ultrasound picture and then I put it in a frame for my mom and dad, and then I just have, it's like August 2020 on there. And so I'm really excited because, you know, we've been trying for a while. My whole family knows that, and so I'm sure they'll be super excited for us that we're finally pregnant. So that'll be fun. It'll be nice to kind of just tell people the truth and not have to worry about hiding my sickness anymore or anything like that. So I think that's pretty much it. I'll do another belly shot, and then I'll update you guys. Maybe I'll probably do an 8-week update, or I might do an 8 and 9 week update, just depending on how much is going on and stuff, because you know the weeks have been kind of the same other than having the ultrasound and stuff, so I don't want to bore you and go over the same symptoms every single time. So we'll see, but so here's the belly. thank you guys for watching. I hope you stick around to see how this pregnancy progresses, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks.